Good afternoon and happy Easter. It is April the 9th, Easter Sunday. Excuse me. And the big melt has begun. It's going to go up to plus 12. It's about plus 4 right now. It's supposed to go to plus 12 today, plus 17 tomorrow, and plus 20 on Tuesday. So the snow is going to be vanishing, and there's going to be a lot of water in its place. It's already started. Already puddles everywhere, so I don't know what my pedal situation will be on this walk, but I forgot to check to see if Twitter would work, so I guess I'm just on Facebook and YouTube at the moment. I need to check that. For some reason it quit working, and I think maybe the app has updated and maybe that's changed something, so we'll see. Anyway, I'll still have to watch out for ice today. Not wearing a hat. Just going to kind of walk. I'm going to go across the bridge, see what's happening under the bridge where the spillway is, and then walk into Lakeview, I think, is my plan. Might go a little further afield tomorrow now that my second car is working. That's an illegally parked truck. Shoot, if it gets as warm as they say it is, if I wait till afternoon on Tuesday, I'll want to be in shirt sleeves. And you can see the water cutting its path through the ice there. We had a little dripping in one of our windows yesterday from an ice dam on the roof. An ice dam is just what it sounds like. It forces the water up behind it sometimes and it gets under the shingles. But I haven't seen it today, so hopefully maybe it's taking care of itself already. Hello, whoever that is. The Nature Inn Village. I am fine. Struggling to read because of the sunlight. Have you watched the new trailer? I don't think so, no. I couldn't even read what it was, but I haven't watched any trailers recently, so I would say no. Oh, maybe here. Nope, never heard of it. Hi, Kirk in Vancouver. Usually it's good morning from Vancouver, so. Yes, there's definitely water. There's water running everywhere, and it's going to be running more as it continues to get warmer this afternoon. I already feel like I'll be unzipping my coat before long. Like 3 nights ago it was minus 20, so this is the real flip now in the weather to spring. And it's about cotton picking time, if you ask me. You can hear the water running in the gutters there. The city had some machinery out last week, kind of checking on the storm sewers, trying to make sure that they are clear, so the streets don't flood. And everything seems to be running very nicely right at the moment. See our little babbling brook there. Running towards the river, of course, which is up ahead. I'll see what I can do. But not right this minute. Also, I kind of didn't walk, largely because, again, not still 100% sure about the knee. It mostly feels fine. But then if I'm like lying on the couch watching TV and it's all stretched out, when I get up it really hurts. So what's that all about? Why does it feel pretty good when I'm walking on it, that if I relax it and stretch it in a certain way, it hurts when I get up? I don't understand. Looks like all the storm sewers are clear around here, so that's good. I know not to go under the overpass up here, which I did foolishly last week and immediately stepped in 2 feet of water that I somehow didn't register because it was covered with ice and it looked like concrete. Should have realized one step wasn't showing on the stairs, but I didn't. This was the bad side to walk on. At least it's mostly slush and not just ice. Yeah, I'm getting warm already. That's icy. Vestigial ice with water over top of it. It's the worst kind. Harrington Mews, where Wally Knight lives, and my Shards of Excalibur. That house down at the end would more or less be his, but it's not really. It's a fictional house in a real location, as they say. One thing I did yesterday, besides the usual, promoting the Kickstarter, which has 4 days to go, and it's at 13,100 and... What did I just see? 134, I guess, last time I looked. So it's almost 110% funded, and still ice on the lake over there. But I'm still promoting it because there's a stretch goal of 17,000 that will get it illustrated, so that's what I'm trying to get to now. Anyway, I did that, then I spent quite a bit of time, kind of out of the blue, designing the cover for a book I want to bring out. It'll be late this year. A new edition of my own, my first novel, Soulworm, which was shortlisted for a Saskatchewan Book Award for Best First Novel the year it came out, which was 1997. So really should have brought it out last year for the 25th anniversary, but it never occurred to me. So my first novel, 23 years later, I'm at 20-some novels. So I've averaged a bit more than one a year, I think, over the years. It's all Canadian flags flying up here now on the bridge, flying bravely in the spring breeze. Maybe this week I'll finally walk around the lake again, although there's already a little bit of open water out in the middle. No, I don't think the creek is opened yet. I don't hear water running. Well, yeah, it is running a bit, but not in a big way. You look down there, there's some coming through the storm sewer, but the main creek is still frozen. But that won't, I wouldn't be surprised if it opens up in the next couple of days. And we get a lot more water running over the spillway down there. Right now it's just a trickle.
Yeah.
So I don't think I will walk along that path. I think I'll just go over into Lakeview here and see what the residential streets look like. Saskatchewan Legislative Building over there, of course. Ugh. Kind of muddy right there. This week, Tuesday, is the official release date of another book from Shadowpaw Press Reprise called Small Reckonings by Karen Melberg-Schwier. It's actually available now, in a way, but the official release date is Tuesday. And that's when I will do the big announcement, and you can get it in ebook and print from Amazon. It'll show up on the various other online bookstores and ebook, all that sort of stuff. All right, we'll go down this way and zigzag our way into the Lakeview neighborhood, as I often have done before. Water, water everywhere. Oh, here comes a dog. There's always a dog. I have never walked without a dog being seen. Usually with somebody with them. I could try the alley. Doesn't look particularly attractive. All right, we'll get off Regina Avenue here, work our way up this way for a bit, see how the sidewalks are doing. And always, always water running. Babbling brooks. We watched Jesus Christ Superstar, the movie, on Friday night for Easter. I think it's a brilliant movie. I know some people don't like it, and I don't quite understand what they're objecting to. Anyway, we've watched it a couple of times at Easter. Not every Easter, like some people do, but this time. Then we watched Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat with Donny Osmond last night. So we got our biblical musical theater, which is a fairly small field, but not as small as you might think. There's also Godspell, which I've never watched. It's over. Let's see if the other side is better. Yeah, looks a bit clearer on this side. That's puddly. Hello, happy Easter to, trying to read it. My eyes are always annoying. Shantanu, I guess? Shantanu? You call that colonial, maybe? Anyway, I like the looks of it. Nice and symmetrical, and with the red shutters gives it a nice pop of color. 8th Avenue, we will zig on down this way. Traditionally, when I do these kinds of keeps it a little random. Quite dry on the sunny side of the street here. Direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Always a good choice around here. Of course, everything now you see all the leaves that didn't get raked up before the first snow set in. So everything looks a little... Oh, they've already cleaned their yard though, so they're right on top of it. I will probably hire someone to do ours once the snow's gone. I usually do. I'm just not interested in doing the work anymore. It's worth it to me to have somebody take care of it. They'll bring in 4 or 5 guys and get it done in an hour and take me all afternoon. Oh, the sidewalk seems to be blocked for some reason. I don't know why. No obvious reason why that's there. Well, there's dirt under it, I guess, so they've torn up the sidewalk. The snow just is hiding it. Sort of, though, since I do have the car, I might go a different part of the creek than I have for a while. Either further up, starting at 13th up there by the dog park, the off-leash dog park, or going over and walking up by the university. Haven't been to the university for a while. that's where my mic is. Yeah. I'm going to open my coat a bit and reposition my microphone. A sweater I'm wearing underneath the mic, underneath the coat. How that goes. Still connected, I hope. It had a green light last time I looked. Meanwhile, oh, look at that. The gimbal got all confused too, so let's take care of that. Hello, Stefan. Happy Easter to you too. Now, if I put my chin down, I hit the microphone, so I'll try to avoid doing that. It's a different kind of slowing you down than the hard, slippery ice. Now it's avoiding puddles and ice and slush and picking your way very carefully. As we reach McCallum, I believe. Yes. Again, we'll stick to the sunny side of the street. McCallum is an extra wide street and has this house I've pointed out before, sometimes called the Doll House, built by an architect for his daughter many years ago. I don't know how practical it is from a living-in point of view, but neat looking one. It even has a plaque here, which I've read before, so I won't bother now. Oh, this is nice. Look at this clear sidewalk. And as I said, 17 tomorrow and 20 on Tuesday. All the sidewalk should be clear pretty much, except maybe in the deepest, darkest shade. Lots of nice houses here along McCallum. Oh, it seems a shame leaving the clear sidewalk, but I want to keep zigzagging my way up. So, which side looks the best here? Neither side looks very good. They're both quite... Maybe this one over here is a bit more clear road. Yeah. I think I'm going to finish unzipping my jacket here. Ooh, lots of water running down this one. But again, so far all the storm sewers have been open, so the amount of water that's going to be headed their way over the next couple of days. Daytime temperatures in the forecast now, and barely below freezing at night, so this is it. I won't predict that it'll all be gone in a week, but I'll bet it's pretty close. And it's about time, as I said. We're tired of it. It's nice to live someplace that has 4 seasons. Unfortunately, one of our seasons is 6 months long. 2 of them are about a month, 6 weeks. So you get a fairly good summer. Spring is pretty short and quick, and autumn comes and arrives and lasts an indeterminate amount of time before the snow hits, and then it's winter. So, but at least you can't complain about sameness, since our record high temperature in this part of the world is 114 degrees Fahrenheit, and our record low is like minus 50 Fahrenheit, so it's an extreme climate. All right, we will zig again in this direction. along here. Elphinstone, I guess. Or is it Argyle? I can never remember. It feels like you're on the same road, but it goes it's Argyle and it's Elphinstone and it's something else too. So it's hard to be sure. So we'll get over there and then we will flip and head back. And however long that takes is how long this walk is. I don't know how long it's going to be. Less than an hour, I would think, but could be wrong. Oh, that one looks like their storm sewer is a little blocked over there on that side against the puddle. There's a new and big-ish house. It's nicely among the older houses in the neighborhood. This side looks nice and clear too. Slowly things emerge from the snow, bushes and things. Dead leaves, dog poop, if you have a dog and you let him into your yard. Another reason I like a cat. There's a lot of this kind of style. I don't know exactly when they were built, but it's a common pattern for the older houses through a large swath of the neighborhoods around here. We had a ham for a Good Friday dinner, and we're doing something nice tonight as well. And we had waffles and sausages for brunch today, so we are doing the traditional eat too much at Easter thing. Ooh, there's a crow. What's he working at? I don't know what he's eating. He found something. Looks like it's still half frozen in the ice. It's quite a stream along here I don't want to fall into. You can see the ice is actually quite thick that has piled up in many places. So you get these streams cutting through it before it melts away completely. I like that house over there, although they always have that Christmas wreath on it. I guess it's too much trouble to move it. At least I guess it's a Christmas wreath. That's the way I always interpret it. This is Hill Avenue. Nice and clear on this side. This rover crossed over, which I'm about to do up here at this corner. Even though I'm already walking on the sunny side of the street. There's one for sale if you're looking. There goes an airplane overhead. Oh right, if I go that way, I go through the schoolyard. Well, might as well. I'll walk right down the street for that though. I don't want to wade through the snow on the schoolyard. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Thank you. For more of my song stylings, visit youtube.com/Edward Willett and go to music and performing, or performing and music, whatever I called that playlist. You can hear me sing some more. Including in the Baptists' Easter concert, which was actually on Palm Sunday, last Sunday. I sang Were You There? You can find the entire concert there. It's a good concert. I'm at about the 35:10 mark if you want to hear me sing more than you just did. So there's a Catholic school here and a Catholic church next to it. So often, pretty much always, there's a Catholic church next to the Catholic school. And I presume they would have had an Easter service earlier today. Seems like a very safe bet for a Catholic church. I just can't remember what it's called until I get around to where the sign is. At least their parking lot's nice and clear of snow, so it makes for a good place to walk. This would be the wheelchair entrance, I guess. There's the steeple. There's the way out. I don't want to get trapped by that fence there. Well, I guess I can go up there. So we're going to go around that corner as we keep working our way over towards Argyle, which is where I will turn and start to head in the other direction, back closer to home. There's a better look at the church. The street out in front of it looks flooded. Here's the school. École Saint Pius X. Obviously a French immersion school. Or I wouldn't say école on front of it. Some apartment buildings on this side. Smaller houses over here. That's Argyle up there where those cars are, so getting close. And I don't think there's another street going further south, so that will be my turning point. Oop, I missed somebody there. Yes, I would imagine they did. A rare Catholic church that didn't have an Easter service, that's for sure. Or most churches, for that matter. It is kind of the whole point of Christianity. With the life, death, and then resurrection. That was a bigger puddle than it was. It was just a little wet pavement. Okay, this is Argyle. I don't want to cross it, so I will now turn right and we'll wend our way back the other direction. I could just walk along Argyle all the way back. That might be, unexpected driveway. I'll bet you the sidewalks are clear the whole way. Maybe I'll do that. I'll just walk down Argyle here. If I cross directly ahead, we could go down by the Hill Avenue shopping center, which I haven't walked along for a while. Have to be careful though, it's not really a good place to cross. Maybe I'll cross over right here after all, and then I can go up this side of Argyle without crossing the bend in the road. That used to be St. Luke's Anglican Church there, and I been in there a few times and used to rehearse. We used to rehearse shows in their fellowship hall, which is next door. There's a different church in there now, but it's an interesting architectural church. Interesting church architecturally, I guess I should say. I don't know if I'll be able to read the sign well enough to see what the church is now. Now that I'm past this corner, I'll cross over to that side so we can get a look at it. Bit of a puddle there. St. Luke's Anglican just got too small to hang onto their building. So they put it up for sale, and I'm glad another church bought it. Jesus is Lord Church. Oh, there you go. Don't know what denomination that might be. Alliance, possibly, but they usually say Alliance. Or just an independent congregation. Oh, there's teepees over here. I wonder why. There's a daycare. This used to be the fellowship hall that we rehearsed in all the time. At least it used to be, oh, there's an airplane. It used to be a daycare. I'm not sure from looking at the front of it if it is or not. So going this way, we get to go by the Hill Avenue Shopping Center over here. This shopping center is a little grand. Hill Avenue Shopping area, I guess. Most of which is probably closed on a Sunday. But not too bad on the traffic, so we'll go on across. There's a walkway here, I think. It's not very well painted though. So there's a gas station on the corner here. And then, what do we got? I go through this every time I come, see if it's changed. Skate sharpening and knife sharpening. Coco Nail Lounge, the flower shop. Houston Pizza. Envu, which is a beauty shop as well, I think. Advanced Denture Clinic. The Pen People, Lori Artists. Life is too good to go without a smile. There is kitchen gear here. So I've bought things at many a time. Rude Awakening is a coffee shop, which seems to be, it says open. I thought I was going to say it was closed. Hill Avenue Drugs. They seem closed. Hair and Aesthetics. And then this little grocery store. It also seems to be closed on Sundays. Well, it is Easter. It's not just a Sunday. Lakeview Fine Foods, that would, might have something to do with that. Duh. And we'll go up here and cross Argyle again. Elphinstone it is here. No, Montague, that's the other one. See, it's Elphinstone, Montague, and Argyle, depending on which chunk of the road you're on, is the way it feels when you're driving. So I guess down there at that corner is where it turns into Argyle. And Elphinstone splits off. And then Elphinstone rejoins it up here. And then it's Elphinstone the rest of the way up north. Sidewalk's nice and clear. Excuse me. Long straight road now. Back down Regina Avenue. I'll bet if I did this again next week, all this will be gone based on the temperatures that are coming. Always a mixture of the older houses, not terribly old, but older. And the new ones. The new ones tend to be much more boxy. It's been the style for the last little while, but I'm sure that will change. Always changes. Oh, I see a long comment. If I can just find some place where it's dim enough to read it. Glad not so much ice lately. Yes, me too. Yes, exactly. I suspect this week it'll all go, except maybe in places that don't get much sun. It could still linger because it cools itself. If you have a big enough pile of snow, the bottom layers help keep the top layers from melting as fast. But as soon as you get a little bit of exposed ground, it melts in a hurry because of the passive solar heating, making the ground hot. Today's physics lesson is brought to you by Ed, the science guy, as I used to be known. When I had my science column that ran for 2 decades or more. CBC Radio with Colin Brewer every Monday for 17 years. You think things like that will never end, and then one day they end. I also had a written version of the column, which was picked up by a few newspapers here and there. Not too many, and it went away too. And for a while, I continued to do it and send it out to my mailing list, but I could tell from the statistics that only about 20 people were ever opening it. So it really wasn't worth the effort at that point, and I called it quits. But I miss it sometimes. As you will, something you've done for 2 decades. That's the freelance life for you. Things come, things go. The money is never guaranteed. Sometimes you make a lot, sometimes you make a little, lots of times you don't make any. Which is why, if you're smart, you marry an engineer like I did. There's Lakeview United Church, which I've walked to a few times for rehearsal. Outdoor rink is probably closed down now. Probably the ice will be too soft, you know. This is like a BMX track here. It's got a ways to go. Of course, it'll be muddy even after the snow's gone. I'd take off my jacket if I could. I could probably have come out in just my sweater. Probably will tomorrow. Or just shirt sleeves. By the time if it gets as warm as they say it will tomorrow, and I go put it off long enough, but I won't. I'll walk in the morning when it's a bit cooler. Definitely wouldn't need the jacket. Even if you're a little cool to start with, you soon aren't as you keep walking. Another newish house over there of the boxy variety, and then this one here is a big newish house of the boxy variety. Very high steps, I guess, so that you have the bottom floor has windows. If you're right at ground level like that one, there's no room for a basement with windows. There's actually two new ones next to each other, both quite skinny, matching garages in the back, so I think they were built at the same time. I've always been curious about what it looks like inside, but don't know the people, so they haven't offered to let me in. And then there's the next one. I think, as I said, I think they must have been built at the same time. Noticeably different, and yet very similar. The white one here is also about the same width, but has a bit more protrusion, and then you can see down the middle there. About the same width, but has a porch, whereas the other one doesn't really on this side. Meanwhile, you have the more run-of-the-mill houses that were over here when this neighborhood was first built. Those probably post-war housing, post-Second World War, when they threw up a lot of little houses because there were so many men coming back. They needed a lot of housing. So I've been told in another neighborhood, and the houses looked very much like this, so I assume these were built about the same time. So late 40s maybe, early 50s. Before I was born, but not too much more. I was born in 1959, July 20th, 1959. Not quite an official senior citizen, although more and more I see that I can get senior discounts on things. Totally fine with that. Heck, at the exhibition here, I think I was able to get it when I was 55. I don't quite get the point of, because people at 55, if they have careers, if they're at the peak of their career, but I know that, I think it was Marriott offers a seniors discount for 62 and up. So, of course, I also have the CAA discount and other things, but got to remember that going forward. I probably could have claimed it for a year or two and assumed it was 65. Hey, we will, didn't even have to press the button. Here's the strip mall with various things in it I've walked by before. But we will go, not that way. I could go down by the waterfall garden. I wonder how slushy and wet it is. There's probably a lot of water down there. Let's stick to the nice, clean, somewhat boring sidewalk over here. A couple of boxy, newish houses there as well. I suppose saying they have clean rectangular lines sounds better than saying they're boxy, but same difference. Downtown is that way, of course. Nothing wrong with being 60. A fine age. I'll never see the likes again. I'd rather be 60 than 15, I think. 65 than 15. There are ages in between I might prefer, but given just those two choices, I'd rather be a grown-up than a teenager, I think. Unless you could be a teenager with everything you've learned as a grown-up. That might not be so bad. Except I suspect you would find other teenagers insufferable. I found other teenagers insufferable when I was a teenager, so I never really fit into the stereotypical teen. And it is stereotypes, of course. Every teen is an individual. Everybody's an individual. Something I think we forget way too much these days with identity politics and everything else. Just because you belong to some identifiable group doesn't mean that you're defined by it. You are an individual. And we should treat all individuals with equal respect and equally under the law. I don't see what's so difficult about that. without fear or favor, as they say. I don't know. I'm not in charge. Maybe someday I'll be ruler of the world, but although I wrote a book called Master of the World, I don't think I'm going to get there. There goes another childhood dream. So folks coming over the bridge there. Going one way or the other along the path. We're just going to cross the bridge. Take a look at the creek, which certainly has water starting to show standing on the ice. How long have I been walking? Anybody? 47 minutes, so yeah, it'll be close to an hour when I get home. Kind of what used to be my standard walk. Isn't so much anymore recently. But hopefully will be soon, because I do want to gear up to longer walks again as the weather is improving and the ice is going. And go further afield now that my second car is working again. Which is why I think I will take it somewhere tomorrow for a walk. Been too much walking downtown, and I'll still do that probably on Tuesday, so I think I'm going to stop walking. There's the creek, the way it looks right now. It's getting to the point where I would stay off the ice, that's for sure. In fact, there's open water down there where there's a storm sewer. Empties into the creek. And I don't think I want to walk along the dike. We will go down here. Take the ramp for once. It's still got a little ice on it, but it's mostly slushy. There's the dike I am not walking along. You can tell the water's been running down this thing. It's covered with a thin layer of gravel that must have been deposited by water. Hi. Somewhere along here's where I saw a bunch of rabbits on one of my winter walks. Right at this. Or was it the next one over? Maybe it was the next street where you can come down off the dike. There's the big house that was being built when I first started walking 2 years ago now. They completed it last year sometime. Ooh. Yeah, 2 years I've been walking now. Facebook threw up your memories from 2 years ago, and there was one of these walks. So it started in March of 2021. Started on a day much like this, where the snow was melting, but it was much earlier than this that the snow was melting that year. By the time you got to this date, it was basically gone. I think there might have just been a snowfall and it was melting, or maybe that was last year, but certainly nowhere near this much snow around. Oh, there's a big puddle there. I'm kind of trapped by puddles here. I'll go back here to get around it. I'd say the storm sewer is not open on this corner. So we will squish through the slush here. That orange door is on a very interesting house, which I'd love to see inside, but doesn't seem likely I will. Oh, there we go. Oh, right, this up here is the corner where I fell. Not last November, but November 11th before that. I fell right here because we just had snow and ice for the first time. Dog started barking in that yard. My foot went sideways and I went down hard right here. You can go back and watch it if you want, as I say every time I walk this way. There are many embarrassing moments to be seen in these. If you want to go back and farm my however many 100 walks I've done now. Someday when I'm gone, my daughter can go back and watch me walk, but I doubt she will. However much she will miss me. Hopefully by that time she's old, and I'm ancient. Hopefully by then. Not planning to go anywhere soon. Not being morbid. Okay, we will zig another zag. More running water. The other side should be clearer than this side. Not noticeably. At least not for a portion of it here, but of course now it's hard to even get over to the sidewalk, which is fairly clear. Up here maybe I can. There we go. Dry pavement. Dry pavement, dry pavement, dry pavement, I cry. If I don't get dry pavement, I think I might die. Okay, there's an obscure one. The actual song is Rye Whiskey. Rye whiskey, rye whiskey, rye whiskey, I cry. Interesting older house there. If I don't get rye whiskey, I think I might die. I have no idea who first recorded it. I've known it forever. Oh, that's slippery. In the shade of that truck there. Okie dokie. I'll go by what I always think of as the Bavarian house here with the little turret and the big trees right in there. Wouldn't look out of place in the Black Hills. Not the Black Hills, the Black Forest. Probably would look out of place in the Black Hills. 2 more blocks. And we are done. It's water running right here. And one more block after this intersection. To home sweet home. Home, home on Angus Crescent. The deer don't play there, but we've had a ton of rabbits running through our yard this winter. There was a regular rabbit run, and I don't know why. I don't know where they were going around here. Ooh, there's a nasty puddle I don't want to wade through. Guess I will go back this way. The sidewalk looks better on this side, so I'll walk over here. Yeah, this one's good. So there's a storm sewer that has not been opened up. I hope they open it up because with the melt that's coming, that's going to be a lot of water very, very soon. The one on our corner seems clear, which is good. Welcome. Lots of places I haven't walked, but lots of places I have since I started doing this over 2 years ago. Some places I probably am unlikely to ever walk. Some places I walk in a lot, like Lakeview, because I live around here. And downtown, because it's an easy walk to downtown. Anywhere else, it's a car ride, and that it sometimes means it's too time consuming if I have work to do, and I don't want to waste the time. But as I said, tomorrow I'll probably drive somewhere a bit further afield. There's our storm sewer flowing nicely. So I'll stop here. Thanks for walking with me, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye for now.